Hey all, and welcome back to a new video of a game that I played just now, where I lost, where I didn't do very well, and what made it worse is that this game was lost from a completely winning position for like the first 15 moves, and well, we're just gonna get into it. I start off with d4, my opponent goes knight f6, I go bishop g5, and my opponent goes knight e4. This is the Trumpowski attack in the Raptor variation after the move h4. Very common move here. It's a little bit strange to the untrained eye, and a lot of people don't know this theory, but after knight e5 hg, knight g5 hg, what white has is the center control and this control on the king side as well, so that black has a hard time castling over there, and white can immediately take control of more of the center and a lot of the position. But my opponent does what a lot of people do here and plays this gambit with the move e5. Not really a gambit. It's called a gambit here for some reason. It's not a gambit. Like, there's no way that white can win a pawn here, because after you take this, that happens. So I oblige, but I know this is winning for white. Like, I know that this is like a really, really, really good position for white, and as you can see, the evaluation bar already suggests that white is completely winning. Of course, I know what I'm doing for the first couple of moves. Knight f3, queen f4, and knight c3. And what happens here is black has a terrible queen here for some reason. White has these amazing tactics. Like, for example, this move is like gonna win in some lines with attacking the queen and that, and white is just clearly better. But after knight c6, I quickly decide that now is not the time to play well, and knight d5 here, this idea that I just showed you, would work completely fine, because now the queen can't even defend the pawn from the c4 square, so white's just gonna win the rook. and to be honest, I don't know how I missed this move. But I was kind of on autopilot, and I'm just deciding, okay, well, I'm gonna play e3, develop the bishop, and life is good. Except for the fact that life isn't really that good. And after queen b4, I obviously know I'm better. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that white is like almost winning here, because look at black. This is a pretty easy test to see like how you can evaluate positions. Black has their queen out, which is going to be used as ways for my pieces to develop. I have the active rook, the active knight, the active bishop, the active queen, and they have one piece developed and no center control. Just based on that, you evaluate the position as like much better for the side with all of that, and the side that doesn't have any of that is probably going to be a lot worse. Here I missed another tactic. a3. Take. Queen is trapped. Ridiculous that I missed these things. Like, what am I doing? Genuinely, what am I doing? This is not the hardest thing in the world. The queen is just trapped. And I didn't see it because I'm really bad at chess right now. So I instead played the move that I thought that made a lot of sense. I'm going to play rook b1 just to defend my pawn, and then I'm going to play this move. I'm going to play this move after, and okay, my knight's pinned, but now my queen gets active, and my position is still +1 point like 2 or whatever, because I'm not that bad at chess, but it's just kind of ridiculous what I'm doing. My opponent goes d5, which is a terrible blunder. I didn't think I could take right away, because I thought that he could like immediately play bishop e6 and like get this pawn. Maybe he gets like some pressure here. I don't know. I thought that taking right away was kind of stupid. So I decided, okay, well, I'm still going to take the pawn, but after a3 and the queen moves, now I take the pawn here. And after a move like bishop e6, then I get this queen trade off. And what ends up occurring is that I'm just up a pawn now, and I get like moves like knight d4 into the position, like this. I'm just drawing arrows now. This. And white's better. White's completely winning. And I do this, and after queen d5, my opponent has to make another concession, queen b6. Look how awful and atrocious his queen position is. Look how just terrible this is. His queen is on b6 where it isn't interacting with the game at all. It's like trying to do stuff over here, but even this sacrifice, which would to open up a queen's attack to the rook, doesn't work because the knight defends the rook. He has nothing. It's plus 3.6 here, plus 3.6 for white, and it's remarkable that I wasn't able to convert this. I played bishop b5, which isn't a bad move. Again, like I'm continuing with a good mantra of put your opponent under pressure, and pinning this piece to the king makes a lot of sense because now I'm gonna double their pawns. Maybe my knight's gonna come in and do some work. It's makes sense. After bishop e6, I'm like, okay, I could like move my queen back, but why would I ever move my queen back when I can just go bishop c6, pawn c6, and queen d4? And I'm like, okay, now, if you trade queens with me, what happens is I get my knight in the center. I'm gonna get this like after here, knight e6 here. Now the bishop pair is gone for my opponent, which is a very natural way of playing, and my knight's gonna come over here, pressure some stuff. I'm up a pawn still, castles, rook here. I win the game. Of course, my opponent doesn't trade queens with me. Plays a move that made some sense, c5. I thought this move was gonna be played because, right, c5, now the queen has to move again, there's no queen trade, and maybe you're developing something. I don't know. I go queen e4, hitting the rook, hitting the pawn on h7, and my opponent goes rook d8, and I decided here that I wasn't feeling too well today. I had lost the previous game, and you know, when you lose one game, you don't want to lose again. And I'm like, I could take on h7 with my rook. I could take this pawn, which is the best move. But I don't like how my king is exposed here. I evaluated this really superficially. I don't like how my king is exposed here, but like I'm up 2 pawns now. Like what am I doing? Come on, man. There's moves like knight g5 now. And now I can't castle ever. Like I don't know why I castled here. I really don't know why I did this, because I was completely winning, and now I have to struggle in the position. My opponent goes bishop e7, and I go knight e2, trying to put my knight on f5 for some reason. I couldn't think of a good plan here. I thought that if rook fd1, like, takes, he wins this pawn, but I just made him. It's checkmate. There's nothing he can do. Here, mates. There's nothing he can do, and I just couldn't find a plan. I go knight e2, try to bring the knight over to f4, because I thought that was a better square for the knight. But this allows him to castle, and after the move knight f4, he just goes back to c8, and he's like threatening some stuff over here, and I just fall asleep at the wheel, and I blunder this position. I could have just played the move knight d5. But I just missed that this was with check. I just missed that was with check. It's not even that hard of a tactic. I just missed that was with check. I could have just done that and won the game, and then his bishop pair would have been gone. But I didn't do that. Instead, I blundered, and I played the move queen c4, because I thought that I wanted to play like this move. But it walks right into bishop a6, and I'm losing my exchange. And the funny thing about it is that I'm not even that much worse. I'm not even that much worse in this position. I have a decent amount of play. Like, after queen c3 takes, I have a pretty decent amount of play here. Simply because look at his structured bishop. It's covered by these 2 pawns, by these pawns over here. There's a bishop has no play on this side since my knight and pawn defend all that, and he has doubled pawns. So I have a lot of play here, and the game's not over, but I was completely winning, and I could have been one and done and got my points back and went and like grabbed a cup of coffee or something and just walked away. But my opponent goes h6. Okay. I guess the idea is like g4 or something. Maybe it's the bishop here, but I don't know why you would trade that. I go e4, which I thought was natural. Now I'm trying to get knight d4, a knight d5, sorry, hitting the queen, hitting the bishop. I thought that might make some play for me, and I was really inducing this move because I wanted to play the move e6. Like, this would have been winning, because if he takes, it's a fork, and if he doesn't take, if he goes like bishop f6 or something, takes, rook f7, e5, and my position gets very, very strong here, like my knight gets in. But he calmed himself down and played the best move, which was simply rook d7, defending the bishop, and now it's just over. I go knight d5 anyway. Gotta do something. Queen b7, and I'm trying here. I decided to bring my rook to the center, which is natural. Like, if he goes here, I win the game. And it made sense. Made sense what I was doing. Actually, king h8 would have been a very excellent move here for him, and I would have to like get my rook off the file. Like, all the top engine move is to get the rook off the file here. Because if I keep it on, like if I do anything like c6, I have to come back, takes, and my position is just bad because he gets the file, and then I'm just worse. But fortunately for me, he didn't do that. He played c6 immediately, and now I can take on e7 with check, rook takes, and I thought that I was doing pretty well here after I take on c5. Right, hitting the rook, and this pawn is not okay because of course I win the rook. I thought that I was doing quite well, and the computer agrees. I'm actually better. I'm actually better in this position. But after queen c5, what I should have done, by the way, is this move knight h4. Try to get here, induce the move g6, and then I can like go rook d6, and like there's sacrifices and stuff. Very nice idea, but I didn't see that. Queen c5 after rook d7. I'm a lot better. I'm a lot better here. But I'm an idiot. I'm a really, really big stupid idiot. The move is just a very simple like tactic. Well, not a tactic. It's a concept, I guess. It's a very simple concept. When the rooks are on the file, you don't want to just trade them. You want to make sure that you trade on your terms. So the move here is rook d6, and after like takes ed, now I don't have ed anymore, and my pawns like come up here. I take on c5, and now I got less passer. My pawns aren't doubled. I get this. This pawn is forgettable. Like, actually, the only move here is g3. Whoa, actually, the computer doesn't like this. What does it say for me to do here? Actually, I'm a little confused. Okay, computers thinks it's equal after enough time, but I think that it's slightly better, like not conceptually, practically speaking. Instead, I play rook d7. Not a good move. Not a good move, because after queen d7, my opponent's queen is getting in, and I have to play knight d4. I have to. If I don't play this move, I lose. If I don't play this move, I lose. Here, I can go c3, and I relax. Now the queen isn't getting in, and it's okay. But I panic, and I was like, okay, there's no way for me to stop the queen getting in. I want to play c3 and knight d4, but I don't think it worked. But I don't think I have enough time to do that, because I was only looking at c3 before knight d4, and I thought that he could give me checks and stuff. So I play this move g3. Not a good move. Like, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life, man? g3. Now I'm intending, after this check, I want to go king g2, but he finds the best move like very, very quickly. He finds queen g4. Incredible move. And what's coming here after queen e3, defending everything, my opponent gets rook d8 and is now getting in with everything. I gotta go queen e2. Stop this. I don't know why I didn't, really. Even knight d4 here, maybe. No, knight d4, queen d1. Right, I analyzed that. Maybe knight e2, queen d1 here. No, this is stupid. I just lose everything. But yeah, this move, I gotta go queen e2. But instead I go king g2, defending the knight so my queen can move. And after rook d1, it's over. He's just gonna win. He's just gonna win. I have like one way to play left that I thought I had. I played this move knight h4, and the idea was I'm trying to get in with my knight, like started like pressuring his king. But after g5, I completely mess up here. I thought, oh, g5, right? I get in. I'm now attacking his king. This is the whole point of the move. But then I just miss queen h5, and there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. He's threatening checkmate in 1, and like there's literally nothing I can do. If I go here, it's simple checkmate in 2. If I go with this move, like he can win by taking this pawn, but it's just checkmate. It's just checkmate here. And I realized the only move I had was to set the knight back, but I mean, this is lost. What are we even doing here? Pawn takes with the pawn. I take this pawn because there's nothing else for me to do. By the way, my opponent played really, really fast this game. As you can see, he has 7 minutes on the clock, which is insane, to my 2. h3, and he finds this nice tactic at the end of the game. He goes rook h1. This is the fastest mate. Takes queen f3, and he mates me here. A very nice checkmate. A very nice way for him to win the game. Of course, I'd rather win the game, not him win the game, but you win some, you lose some, I guess. This was ridiculous, and I hope you enjoyed. Hope you found it entertaining, instructive, all of the above. If you did, remember to like, subscribe, do all the normal things YouTubers tell you to do. And now that I'm done with my spiel, if you could, like, I might be like branching out into like other topics besides chess. I don't know, like these videos kind of get stale after 100 of them. So maybe I'll do something else. If you have ideas for that, put them in the comments. Yeah, that's all I have for you today. Good evening and good night.